Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. I'll start with the assessor for roll call.
Larry Stein here.
Miles Davidson, District 3.
Butch Freeman, County Treasurer.
Brian Rowe.
Present.
Joe Blau for Kerry Bloomer.
Carrie Hudson for Marissa Treat.
Rick Warren.
Tommy Johnson, 3rd.
It was properly posted on February 14th. And Carrie, you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of January 18th?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Items 2 through 26, consent. Any individual consideration?
Motion to approve consent. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And our monthly financial, who gets to present this time?
Albert.
Okay, Albert.
Albert, what did you do in your previous life?
My previous life?
Yeah. Were you a county treasurer?
Yes, sir. I was county treasurer.
I'm telling you what, they're everywhere.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you all. Apologize, you guys don't have the actual PDF on your little iPads there, but hopefully you got the handout. So if you'll turn to your first page there, which is the general fund budget. As you can see, the reserve has stayed the same. There's not as many changes to the general fund reserve on that aspect. So a total of $1,679,738. And then if you'll go to your third page there, the general fund budget analysis, that gives you the cash balance. For the month, it was $37,607,059. And of course, on the temporary cash transfers there, you see that we paid back the $30 million there. And then if you go to next page, the general fund actual comparison, same basic information and a little better breakdown, property tax and transfers in and out. Ending cash balance is $37,607,059. And then if you, next page is the employee benefits. I just kind of give you a breakdown there of what's kind of ins and outs and premiums, and John can give you a better breakdown of all that good stuff. Next page is your year-to-date comparison for the medical and RX claims. This is all the way from, I didn't update that, it should be from 1/31 of 2024 as what these numbers are going through for the medical and RX claims. And then on the capital projects, project detail, capital project as needed, the fund balance is 290 there. And then we added the detention center heat and air for 70,000 back on, that was approved on 11/25 of 23. So that leaves an unallocated funds of 123,811 for the capital projects. And that is all I have for y'all. Any questions?
Hearing none, is there a motion to receive these report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cody?
Good morning. BET has no new information this month. We're still sitting where we were last month, a little over $1.6 million in reserve, have a little over $2.4 million on the watch list that we're currently looking at, but everything's looking okay so far.
Just question out of curiosity, Juby, 3 hot water heaters? We lost 3 hot water heaters, or are we investing in them? What's going on?
No, those are ones that are kind of last leg type scenarios. They've been limping them along, and it's something that they're going to have to be replaced at some point. We've tried to stay in touch with them and make sure that we are ready to move ahead of when they go out. So
Okay.
All right, I don't know if there's any action needed on that then.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Good morning. Kind of have a new report format on there for you. This compares this fiscal year versus last fiscal year. I think Albert's report was through the end of January. This is actually through this week. So it's kind of compares this fiscal year through this week to the same time frame last fiscal year. Overall, the plan's doing really well compared to last fiscal year. For medical, we're averaging $372,000 in claims per week. Last fiscal year, through the same time period, we were averaging $391,000. So that's a difference of $19,000 less per week that we're seeing on medical claims. If we did the comparison through next week, I just got the claims information. We looked at the same period last fiscal year. There's a big change. But I just try to do an apples to apples with what information we had. If we look forward to next week, we would be 740,000 under compared to 222,000 under because we paid a lot of medical claims last fiscal year next week. Prescriptions, that's kind of what's driving our costs. Last fiscal year, we're seeing some big improvements. The big thing I want to point out is for an apples to apples comparison is this fiscal year, we paid way more weeks of claims. We paid 39 weeks of claims versus last fiscal year, we paid 30 weeks. So we're looking at 2 months and 1 week more of incurred prescription claims we paid this fiscal year versus last. So it kind of skews those numbers, but we paid a lot more claims. Our weekly average this fiscal year, all the claims we paid, even the ones we brought in from last fiscal year, is 201,000 per week. Same time frame last fiscal year is 226,000. So that's a difference of 25,000 less per week, which is really substantial. If you look at all the claims incurred last fiscal year, our average was $244,000 a week. So we're about $43,000 under that weekly average. Now, this fiscal year, as a reminder, we made 2 big changes to our prescription plan. You know, that's what drove our costs last fiscal year. 7/1 was the first change, and that's when the retirees, some of the retirees went to the Medicare prescription plan, came off our normal prescription plan. Those claims incurred since 7/1 were averaging $196,000 per week. You know, the claims incurred last fiscal year averaged 244. So that's a difference of 48,000 less per week, which is huge. Now, the other change we made was effective 10/1/23. We changed prescription companies. We're seeing a huge change in that. We're averaging claims incurred since that change $188,000 per week. If you compare that to the average of all the claims incurred last fiscal year, we're running $56,000 under that amount. So the reason that we're over is we paid many more weeks of prescription claims this fiscal year at this point than we did last fiscal year. But we're seeing our weekly costs trend way down on the prescription side. So, and then looking forward to next week at the same time frame, instead of being $1 million over, we'd only be at $480,000 over. So if we did a comparison next week, it'd be way different. But overall, we're doing really well, about 4% over where we were last fiscal year. And then hopefully next month, we'll see even better numbers.
Any other questions? Is there a motion?
Motion?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir. District 3?
Yeah, this is just appointing Mr. Colton Murphy to the BET, and Taylor Boyles will be his alternate. I'll make a motion.
Second. And for the handbook, right?
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
All in favor, say aye on
Aye.
9:30. Or that's for 29? It says 30 on our screen. Does it matter? Okay. All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Item 31 is to have sufficient funds for operations through the end of the fiscal year for my district, and I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
$32. And this is the rollback on the ARPA. Anybody wants to say about it? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Gary?
This is just the transfer, for the grant, rider funds, due for BOCC's approval for yesterday.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is one of the sub-recipient agreements for the ARPA deals. This was one I did, so I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, sorry. So many votes.
Is it the same for this one on 35? Yeah, I know.
To speak on.
So what do you think?
Does Chantel, do you happen to know, the BOCC's already approved these agreements. Was the intent of the item that we just voted on and the next item to establish the cost centers and do the transfer into those cost centers?
No, my understanding is that it's possible these items were placed on this agenda just by mistake.
We're not moving any funds
No
for either
funds are
one of
moved.
these.
Right,
so,
there's
yeah,
no language. That's
Right.
what I was asking Mr. Mon about.
It normally wouldn't be a
Well,
budget.
so do I need to
or-
resend 34 then, you think?
The agreements were already approved by BOCC.
Okay.
I think your action just ratified that, maybe? I'm not sure if it
I
needed.
would move to reconsider the vote on item 34.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then move to strike
So moved.
items 34 and 35.
Second.
Open it back up. But
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I voted 4 times on that.
Okay,
You're
now
all
you want
caught
to do
up.
to strike, motion to strike 34 and 35. Is there okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I apologize for that. Any citizens to speak? Seeing none, board comments, the assessor?
No, sir.
3,
Nothing.
treasurer?
I understand that congratulations are in order over on District 1.
No comment. I haven't been advised I can speak publicly, but I guess since you're offering congratulations.
It's on the internet.
It is, yes, okay.
everything on the internet's not
It's
always
in-
true.
Yes,
Harry is
that is my
engaged.
understanding. We are to offer our congratulations, yes.
Engaged, a Valentine's Day engagement. Well, congratulations. It's good to see that even a commissioner can find love.
Clerk?
Am I-
Board clerk?
No comment.
Treasurer?
No comment.
Sheriff? All right, any new business? Is there a
Marissa-
motion?
Hey, Marissa did want me to, just say thanks to everybody for all of the prayers and for Mason and continue that. And I also do want to introduce one of our new finance team, Jennifer Murphy. If everybody welcome her aboard.
Welcome.
Okay, is there a motion to
Yeah,
adjourn?
welcome.
Is there a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.